And that, there's this magical thing that programmers experience without TDD. And this thing is when you're coding for hours and it works on the first try,
Yeah. That never happens.
It really never ever happens, but sometimes probably does. But this is something that you lose when you are working in TDD, because in every 30 seconds you have feedback. Yes, it's still working. It's still working. Hi, David.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. I heard you have been to a lot of teams lately.
I'm starting in a new position. I'm going to be a team lead myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a backlog I have to go through, and this backlog have items like I have to go to teams, visit teams, and join their lives for short times.
Okay.
You have to get used to a lot of new people first of all, and then a lot of new technologies. Fortunately our company is quite open for new technologies and likes to play around with new stuff. This is absolutely widening your point of view as a programmer.
And do you manage to be productive by your other teams?
Well, I'm trying my best, and actually I have an approach how to achieve productivity. And first of all, I have to admit to myself that I need to ask a lot of things. Some people feel uncomfortable asking, but I put that thing behind me, and I'm trying not to be foolish, not asking.
I mean, asking is if you ask a stupid question, you are stupid for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you don't ask that question, then you are stupid for the rest of your life.
Yes. Yeah, I try to ask and find out who are the go-to persons, who are the guys who are open to answer questions. Sometimes you have a day when you just want to be a lone coder, putting your headphones up and
being in the zone,
yes, feeling the flow. Some people are a lot more like how can I say, social, and more pair programming and explaining stuff to others. I consider myself that kind of guy.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah. So when new people are joining to our teams, usually I'm the one. I will teach you that.
I remember that when you were on my team. It happened a lot of the times that when there was a problem and I started to explain it to someone, you were like coming,
please,
let me do this. I'm doing much better. And you are actually really good at explaining, because you always start right from the beginning, right?
Yeah, from
Genesis.
From Genesis. Yes. Yeah. I assume nothing. So I'm not assuming that someone is stupid, but I don't assume that they understand stuff. So sometimes I really begin from Genesis, and it works, I think.
I think the main difference between you and me is that I expect my audience to have like a basic
certain understanding. Yeah.
And you are able to go down to the very basics, which is...
I'm trying, because from the other side, when I'm listening to other people's thought, sometimes I feel that, okay, I quite don't get it because of this and that. I don't understand those words. What are those? I miss those steps. So when I'm trying to teach something, I'm doing it like gradient-wise, and from the beginning, and I'm trying to avoid words that my audience might not understand.
Okay.
And it will also be helpful if you are visualizing the problem. These little tools might come handy when you're trying to teach. I'm really looking forward for my new position, because I'm gonna be a tutor or mentor.
Which is really interesting, because in most companies, when people arrive, they get on some project, and then they have to onboard themselves actually.
Yes, indeed.
And at Marxist we have this bootcamp project, which means that bootcamp is working on the actual project, and an actual project, and then we are trying to learn all of the concepts that are important for our company, and especially the processes that we use, because we use quite interesting, unique processes.
Yeah, we are agile-ish and XP-ish.
Yeah, I mean, most agile companies use Scrum, and we use extreme programming, which is slightly different. And also we have like some really controversial things going on there.
Like the single branching policy.
Yeah, that's like it's a war every time.
every day. Yeah.
And then you have the continuous deployment, which is also quite weird for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. And when you came from a waterfall background and it worked for you, or at least you thought it's working for you, and sometimes it's hard to get this continuous deployment, continuous integration. Why are we doing test-driven development? Because your first thought might be that okay, but this is slowing you down.
It's weird. If you are used to writing your code up front and then writing tests, it's like completely. There is saying in Hungarian, sitting backwards on the horse, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what.
Why would I write a test that fails? Just fails from first time.
But once you know why it's useful, then it's really useful.
Yeah, I've been working in TDD for like almost 3.5, 4 years, 3.5 probably, but I couldn't go back. I could never go back.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable not writing tests first, so I think I've lost something.
But actually, for me, TDD is like supernatural because the way I learned programming was that I was playing around in QBasic.
You learned TDD way?
No, actually, I was working with QBasic, and the way I did it is I was just changing a little bit every time, changing a little bit and then testing it out. And basically it was really tedious because you had to go back and test every time again and again.
It was time consuming as hell.
It was really time consuming, but it was like you had this tight feedback loop. And when I started to have like larger programs, I really felt like it was really hard because I lost that feedback loop. I couldn't change things without breaking other things. And for me, like going back, experiencing TDD for the first time was like mind blowing because I'm back where it all began. I'm doing the same thing that I did when I was 8 years old, trying to fiddle around with stuff in QBasic. It was like going back to my childhood, right?
Yeah. And there's this magical thing that programmers experience without TDD, and this thing is when you're coding for hours and it works on the first try.
Yeah. That never happens.
It really never ever happens, but sometimes probably does. But this is something that you lose when you are working in TDD, because in every 30 seconds you have feedback. Yes, it's still working.
So you're looking forward to
really looking
new job
forward.
as the lead of the bootcamp?
Yeah, a tiny little bit afraid because this is a different kind of responsibility.
Okay.
And I knew that I like to work with people, but I'm not sure if in this level.
Okay.
In this volume.
Okay. What are you looking forward to most about doing this?
Very interestingly, I want to know myself.
Okay.
In that position.
Okay.
How will I manage to really deal with that much people, and looking forward for the debates and the lessons I will learn from teaching. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best way of learning is teaching, right?
Yeah. Some say that. Yeah. So this is really something that I'm really looking forward. What will I benefit from teaching other people?
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also a wonderful feeling when you see that you understand something.
Yeah.
At the end of the road, when you see that they get it. and they are using those that they learned, and they are happy with that. And I think this is the promise I'm looking for.
I think we arrived.
Okay, thank you,
David, for being here.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
And
bye-bye.
Good luck with your new position.
Thanks. Bye.
Hi. Thank you for watching this episode of The Morning Commute. I hope you like it, and if you did, please subscribe.